1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Out there in Guitar Land, Mike Heading here, coming to you today with the old gospel song, Life is Like a Mountain Railroad, or Life's Railway to Heaven in the key of G. These old gospel songs make great bluegrass tunes, and they're a great vehicle for learning how to play a beautiful old melody in bluegrass style. These gospel songs are a really good learning tool for that. We're going to keep this kind of what I would call an advanced beginner lesson. We're going to do a little bit of cross-picking, some slides, some hammer-ons, but I think you can get this one with some practice. I would give this maybe a 4 out of 10 on the difficulty scale. So 1 through 4 I call beginner, 5 through 7 is intermediate, and 8 through 10 is advanced. So I would, like I said, this is probably a 4 out of 10, so kind of on the advanced end of a beginner, but if you've got some of the basics down, you know how to do some basic slides and hammer-ons, I think you can get this one with some practice. I'll break down solos for the verse and the chorus note for note, just like how I played at the beginning. And I'll show you all my tips and tricks. And then for the backup section, we'll learn how to play the chords and just do a basic strum, and then learn some bass walks you can do between the chords as well. Let's start breaking down Life is Like a Mountain Railroad in the key of G. I also, lastly, will say that I just did it in the key of G, but you could also play it in, capo 2 out of A, capo 4 out of B, wherever you want to sing it, this song would work. All right, let's start breaking it down. Here we go. All right, let's start breaking down this verse solo to Life is Like a Mountain Railroad. We'll start by playing the first 9 measures, which is kind of like the opening melody line, and then we'll break it down phrase by phrase. Here we go. A few times. I'll do it really slow. One time a little faster. So measure 1 is going to be our pickup. Our melody note that we want to get up to is going to be the open second string. So we're basically just going to walk from a couple notes below that. So we're going to start on beat 2 of measure 1, which will be our pickup. We're going to do an open 2 hammer-on with our middle finger of our left hand on the 2nd fret of the D string. So, and then open G string, 3rd string, and then move your middle finger to the 2nd fret. And our melody note, like I said, that we want to get up to is eventually the open 2nd string or this 4th fret on the 3rd string. It's the same note. So again, like I said, we're just coming from below our target note that we want to get up to, and we're walking up to it. And we're just adding a little hammer-on. If you do the hammer-on, do 3 downstrokes in a row. Or if you don't want to do that hammer-on, you could pick it with a down-up. Remember, the hammer-on takes the place of a picked note. So if you want to do the hammer-on, don't do an upstroke, and if you want to pick it, do an upstroke. The other thing I recommend with hammer-ons and slides is get plenty of the first note to ring out. The more first note you have to work with, it's easier to hear the hammer on. If you hammer on too quick before the first note is established, you don't have that reference. So just let a little bit more of that first note ring out, and then really hammer it down. I kind of pretend I'm hammering past where I would normally fret the note just to make sure I get a clean tone. And then measure 2, we're going to take that finger, the middle finger, and slide it from 2 to 4. Same idea, don't slide too fast. And then we're just going to fill this up. We're going to play the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and then open 2nd string, should be the same note, hopefully if you're in tune, and then play those 2 strings at the same time. We're really just filling that up. The melody is just that open 2nd string a few times, and we're just filling it up with some picking. That's what we're doing there. And I'm going down, down, up, down, down with my right hand. And then a little response lick, open 2nd string, open 3rd string, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, open 2nd string. So we have and if those slides and hammer-ons are throwing you off, what you could do is just go. So just do on the 2nd string, this would be like a super simple way to play it. Open 2nd string, down, down, up, down, down for measure 2. And then you could just go into measure 3. But I think that slide is a good practice. It's very bluegrassy to add those slides. You could even just loop measures 2 and 3. That might be good practice. And then measure 4, a little response lick, 2 open pull-off on the 3rd string. Same thing there, get enough for the first note. I like pulling back toward my palm for that style of pull-off. Sometimes I push up, but for this one I like to pull back. And then open. And then a little run, open 3rd string, 2nd fret on the 4th string with an upstroke, and then another open 2 hammer-on. So you have, watch the picking there, so it's down, 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 up, down. You could also pick those. And then measure 5, open 3rd string, open 2 on the 3rd string, open 3rd string again, and then open 4th string. That just kind of sets up our C chord that's coming next. So we have, so let's play those first 5 measures. 1, 1 more time, a little faster. Go into like a 2-finger C chord. You can't put your 3rd finger down in the full C, but I'm not going to use that string, so I normally don't put that down. And so I get my 1st finger down first on this 1st fret, 2nd string, and then I open 2 hammer-on while doing some cross picking. And I'll show you how to do an easier way too. These little cross picking sections are probably the trickiest part of the song, so I'll show you an alternate way to do this as well. Really just filling up that C chord with some picking. And I'm just doing straight down, up, down picking, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's how I like to do it. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You could also do double downs, 2 downs and then an up. That would be more like a Tony Rice or Clarence White style. Where you're doing 2 downs and then an up. I don't like to do that quite as much personally, but some people like to do it that way. You can try it either way. And if that was too tricky, what you can do is just play this line. So 2nd fret on the 4th string, open third string twice, and then back to that second fret. All quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, instead of. So from measure 5 you have. Measure 7 is basically a similar response lick. Keep your first finger down, which will help harmonize with that C, and then play open third string, and then open 2 open, and then down to the second fret. Very similar to measure 5, we're just playing the second fret at the end instead of open. Same lick though. And then back to open 4 string for measure 8, and then a G run. Just like a fill measure, so we're just filling that up with a classic G run. So I'm doing open 4 string, and then down to the open 5th string, and then 1-2 hammer on with an upstroke on the 4th string, 2 open pull off with the downstroke. You can also pick all the notes, or there's lots of G runs obviously, so you can insert whatever G run you like if you have a specific one that you want to do there. That's just one I picked that works good. That's into measure 9, and then we play open 3rd string, 2nd fret on the 4th string with an upstroke, and then open 4th string twice, which is just going to set up the next phrase. So the melody, remember, is playing there, so that's how we're implying that melody basically with slides and then little fills. And then open 3rd string, 2-5 slide on the 4th string, which is just the same note. And then back to the open, and then down up. We just have a long note there in the melody, and so we're just filling that up with a slide and some picking. I'm just looping measure 10. And then measure 11, pretty easy. Just don't rush through that, just a bunch of open strings. And then a little lick. So we slide up, 2 to 4 slide on the 3rd string, open 2nd string, and then a little backward slide. So we're going 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1. Don't slide too quick on the back slide, it's a quarter note. Follow the picking below the tab there, that'll help you play the timing. And then, so a little open 2 hammer on, that's measure 13. Open 3rd string twice. That's going to set up going to an A chord, so right here we're going to play our 1st finger, 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And then a little run. We have, try and keep your index finger down the entire time until right here. Resist the urge to do this, where you're lifting that finger because we're going right back to that note. And then measure, 15, 2nd fret twice. And And then just take that finger and slide up 2 to 4, and then open second string, and then back down into your D. And I'm just using that finger because we're sliding up, and then right back down into a D. So we're basically going from an A to a D there. So we have... And then a little cross picking on the D. Put your ring finger down on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string and play. Just filling that up. So we have... Same thing there. You could just play the 2nd fret. Just like a little rhythm if you didn't want to do that cross picking. That fills up that D really nice. So you have... Measure 17, 2nd fret, open, open, 2nd fret, which is basically the pickup again, except we didn't do that little hammer on. So that's where the melody basically starts over. Make sure you don't rush through those notes either. I switch back to my 2nd finger there too, so I'm here with my 1st finger. I switch, which is going to let me set up that next slide.